everybody, and welcome to Wise Wild Women. And I'm your host, Johanna Lessin, with my co-host, Theresa J. Morris, and our guest today is Johanna Doblowsky. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit about our guest. I'm waiting for my co-host to call in. And Johanna Doblowsky is a best-selling author of the book, The Transformation Promise. She's helped clients worldwide with life's major changes and transformations, from identifying long-past incidents that can be the source of current major depression or health issues, to dealing with career changes, finding and sustaining fulfilling relationships, to the truly ultimate transformation at the end of life. She is the developer of the Quantum Heart Field Experience, is a clairvoyant medium, recognized metaphysical teacher, spiritual counselor, and energy worker. Her sessions are spirit guided. Her sessions are spirit guided and her client specific. She's a private practice and teaches seminars in the U.S. and Europe. So I've got to get her on. I've got to get my co-host on. So bear with me. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit discombobulated. And hopefully TJ will be on soon. Hope she's not having trouble getting on. I had screwed up earlier. And now my phone's not working. Okay, hold on. So anyway, I hope everybody's out there having a good day. It is the next and last day of the new year. Of the old year. And 2020 has been pretty horrendous for a lot of people. And some of them are not joining us in 2021. They have gone over to the other side. Okay, now here I've got a phone. I can call Johanna. And one moment. I cannot type and talk at the same time. There, I did pretty good. Okay. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Johanna. It's Janet. Had a little screw up with the board, but thanks for getting on. So welcome back to the show. This is an episode of Wise Wild Women, and I'm waiting for Theresa J. Morris to come on. So how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, we're doing pretty good here. And I live in Maui, Hawaii, and Theresa is in Gulf Breeze. And what part of the world do you hail from?
California.
California. Which part?
Yeah.
North or south or middle? Which one?
Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister-in-law lives there too. So you guys are locked down now or something?
Yeah, like semi-lockdown.
Semi-lockdown.
Yeah. Not like the first time around where everything was closed. We can still go to the beach and walk and stuff.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So how about you tell our listeners about yourself, and I'm going to go see if I can get Theresa on. She might be having trouble getting into the show. So go ahead and tell our listeners, who are you? How did you get into this? Go back to your childhood and kind of tell us a little bit about what shaped you into being the person you are today. And I'll try to get TJ on. Okay, go ahead. Thanks.
Okay. Well, my name is Johanna Doblowsky, and I'm originally from Germany. I grew up in Germany in a somewhat metaphysical family, and my childhood was pretty much in nature. I lived way away from towns, and so it was a big time for questioning and trying to understand the world. So I started on this metaphysical path as a child, or I was born into it. And as a teenager, I decided that I wanted to be like everybody else and not think about things. And I tried that for many years and came back to the metaphysical path as an adult because it would always show up again. I was always interested in healing. I've met incredible healers as a child, and I have seen miracles all the time. And so it fascinated me to see how do miracles happen and what makes a miracle happen and why do some people get them and others don't. And that sent me on a path to discover.
So what did you, I think here's Theresa. So what did you, when you asked that question, why do some people get miracles and others don't, what kind of response did you get either from yourself or higher self, or higher guidance? What happens if some people don't get their miracles and other people do?
Well, I think everybody gets their miracle of what they need, first of all, and everybody has different needs and a different path. So we often want something, but that may not be the best thing for us or may not be what is supposed to happen to us to guide us to our ultimate home, back to our spirit. So I think
it's
things
always
like that happen. When they're in
to
tune
paraphrase
with
what
you.
you're saying, it's for the highest good for the person. So if they didn't get what they're asking for, then that was not for their benefit.
Right. And
okay,
it's just a drama here. It's really a good play or a good story that we live out.
Mhm.
And it needs its duality. It needs its up and down. And a lot of times when we encounter, rough patches in our life story, that brings us back to our spirit. So, if it's really hard, it brings us to our knees. And sometimes we need that.
Yeah, life can be a humbling experience. I've been there, yes. Let me pause you right there in your story just for a moment to bring on Theresa to see if her mic is working. So hold on one second. Theresa J. Morris, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes.
These southern people say ma'am all the time. I'm from the north, and it always catches me back. I go, where's the ma'am at? There's no ma'am in this house. Who is she? Oh, me. She's calling us ma'ams. We don't do that in the north.
I didn't know it was just a southern thing, but it's military as well. We have to say yes, ma'am, no, sir, yes, sir. But, yes, it's proper upbringing, morals, and all that stuff. But hi, Johanna. Is it Johanna with an H or Johanna?
Yeah. Johanna. With an H. Hi, Theresa.
Hi. I'm so glad to hear your voice. There's something about you that made me, like we talked to one of the shows, I've lost track, but I know that I do feel like I know you. And we discussed how interesting people's paths cross. So very interesting that our paths sort of cross for whatever reason. But there's another girl, Susan may come on. She called me a friend of Bruce's, but I just thought I'd let Janet know in case she calls in from Florida.
Oh, okay. I'll look for her.
She looks lower Florida. But I told her it was women's show tonight, folks. So Janet, Johanna, and me just thought we'd show up tonight. And I don't even know what the topics are going to be, but Johanna, I've missed your voice. Just so you know, me and Janet talk every day, y'all. So, I missed your voice.
I was having Johanna tell us her story because this is a different audience than the one before.
Okay.
And so we were just starting at the, I guess, are you still in Germany in the story so far? You haven't moved from Germany yet, or have you? What brought you to the United States?
I skipped that part. I came here first as a college exchange student, and then I went back to Germany, and then I moved here. But I started on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
And then I also worked in the film business, so I moved to Los Angeles. What better place to be for that, right?
Yeah, right. So when you went to college, what were you studying?
I left it.
What were you studying in college?
Broadcasting, television, and radio production.
Oh, wonderful. So when you went to Hollywood, did you get a job there, and what were you doing?
Yeah, I worked mostly on PBS documentaries because that was a little bit more interesting for me. I love the science learning. There's always something interesting to learn when you work on science shows.
So any that we might know, what documentaries did you work on?
Oh, I worked on the space age and the astronomers. It was all a while back.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah, I worked on a few novas.
Yeah, I worked on some documentaries back in Pittsburgh, and then I worked with George Romero's group. They were doing all the zombie films back in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s, so that was an interesting beginning, but I moved on to other things. I don't really like monsters, so I don't like the horror genre. Some people do, but it wasn't my cup of tea, but I really enjoyed, I don't know if this happened for you, and now, Theresa, you've been in films or television, but when I saw the special effects going on, then later I couldn't enjoy, like for about a year or so, I couldn't watch a movie without seeing what's going on behind the scenes. It was like I was trapped in knowing, oh, that's how they do that, and that's how they do that. It kind of broke the illusion of Hollywood for me to see. Did you ever have that phenomenon?
Absolutely. Movies get totally boring because you notice every mistake and every
you go. Oh, there's the boom hanging down, the mic's hanging down, and somebody didn't edit that out. Yeah. So did you get to do anything else? Did you do any editing or anything like that? I think the guy was trying to impress me, so he would bring me into the editing room. Here, you can come edit. I'm doing, and he would do it till midnight. I didn't say that late, but it's like fascinating. Those people can make or break a film.
I have great respect for editors. They saved my skin many times.
Good. So what year
no, I was
were you
on the camera end.
You were in the camera end. Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a camera assistant. But then, I left because ultimately that was not the field I was supposed to be in.
Mhm. So what happened next?
It was pretty easy. You've been in the film business, so I decided to have kids, and the film business and children, unless you have a wife that takes care of the kids, doesn't really work because times are long. You have to go on location and stuff. So I quit to raise my kids and went back into the healing field, or I taught psychic development and people how to be clairvoyant for years. Intuition.
When did you realize you were psychic? What happened that made you realize you were psychic? And how old were you?
I don't know. I think it's always sort of been there, but I truly enjoyed the 60s when everybody was doing drugs and they were all seeing weird things and I could just blend in.
Yeah.
Because I really, I thought I didn't want to be weird. As a kid, I definitely didn't want to be weird. Tried to sort of hide it. And then, when the 60s and 70s happening and everybody was just like hallucinating, I'm like, wow, this is good. Because nobody thinks I'm weird anymore.
Well, I still do. I would have hauntings in my house, and so I'd say to my girlfriends, I wasn't allowed to have boyfriends over, I'd say, well, do you want to see a ghost? And some of them would say, yeah, that'd be great. Okay, see if you can sleep over my house tonight. And a lot of them did, not all of them, but a lot.